Englishtown, New Jersey. On the East Coast, this is the drag strip. This weekend, it's the 40th anniversary of the United Association Super Nationals. Generations of fans and racers celebrate the history of Old Bridge Township Raceway. Today, they'll make some more history in the NHRA Full Throttle Drag Racing Series. And lately, it's been a rookie show. Last weekend at Chicago, Spencer Massey grabbed his first career win in only his 10th Top Fuel start. But Massey is just one driver in an impressive crop of rookies this season. Matt Hagan has already scored one final round appearance. Shawn Langdon qualified #1 at Las Vegas, and he's been to 4 semifinals. And Doug Horn has taken the Pro Stock motorcycle class by storm, making 2 finals in just 5 races. The Full Throttle Drag Racing Series rookie class of '09. The next generation of stars has arrived. And let's get right to it. Top Fuel qualifying, the highlights. We start with a rookie.
Spencer Massey, Shawn Langdon, a pair of rookies on the starting line. We're going to focus on Shawn Langdon because he has a race car that can win tomorrow. The only Top Fuel car that went down the racetrack on all 3 of his sessions. Take a look at the second session here against Joe Hartley. Once again, no tire smoke. He improves from his first session of 397 to a 391 elapsed time. And how about the final session? One more time against Spencer Massey. This is Shawn Langdon improving once again. He runs a 388. He has a race car that can do well tomorrow.
Oh, that guy is consistent, no question about it. Let's take you back to session 2. This is Corey McLenithan and Tony Schumacher. Both hammered it down the track, but Tony Schumacher runs a 381 with an 8 at 314 miles an hour, and that puts him #1.
Go on board with Corey. Watch this thing as he's pretty much making a nice pass, but then Schumacher just shoots right out there at the other end, and Tony goes to that #1 spot. Great run by both drivers.
And then we take you to session 3, Morgan Lucas and Brandon Bernstein.
Focus on Morgan Lucas on the left side of your screen. Showing this because he makes a nice pass, second only to his teammate Shawn Langdon in that 3rd session. A 394 down the track in the heat. That's a good shot for tomorrow.
Now, we do have rain here in Englishtown now. Let's go to Dave Reef. He has Spencer Massey, our most recent winner.
2 first-time winners in the 10 Top Fuel races this year. Earlier we saw Morgan Lucas. Last week, how about the kid, Spencer Massey, getting that first win? You know, we've been spending a lot of time talking about how great a moment that was. Oh, great. Tell everybody else.
Well, it's unbelievable. Of course, like I said before, it's something I've dreamed about since I was 4 years old. You know, I mean, to drive a Top Fuel dragster, not only to drive one, to win a national event, and to drive for the Snake doing it, you know, and it couldn't have been a better story, you know. I mean, we showed up at the United Association race. It's our secondary sponsor, and the guys actually handed me the trophy at the end of the finals, you know, and it couldn't have been any better. And I was so happy for myself, for Snake, for all the whole guys here.
And now the opportunity to maybe do that 2 in a row at a UA race. But take me back to 1995. You remember watching Don the Snake Perdome in a Top Fuel car winning his last race. What kind of impression did that make on you?
Oh, big impression. I mean, I sat there and watched, you know, Eddie Hill win the championship in '93, and he's from Texas. You know, I was just always looked up to him, and I was going to the drag races since probably '87, I guess, when I first went to the Texas Motorplex when I first opened. And when I watched Snake win his last race, you know, at the Motorplex, and they're towing up the racetrack, you know, for the winner's circle deal, and he's giving everybody high fives, and I remember that like it was yesterday, you know. And it's just unbelievable to actually sit back and think about I'm actually driving for him now, you know. And Larry Dixon's done a heck of a job for what 15 years that he drove for him, you know, and I still have to pinch myself to really think about it sometimes.
I got to put you on the spot a little bit. I was talking with Todd and with Donnie earlier this weekend, and they said they felt like for a long time they didn't give you a car capable of your skills. Granted, a rookie over here, got the IHRA experience going on over there, but how do you think you're doing in this car?
I can always try and criticize myself and try and get better, you know. I mean, I love to try and have the perfect lights and try and have the best of my ability and to keep the car in the groove, you know. And there's been a few times, like in the final at Atlanta, to where I didn't do the greatest job of driving the car, pedaling the car, because I don't really have that much experience, truthfully, in pedal tests, you know, and smoking the tires. And it's something that'll come with, you know, more time and runs and et cetera, you know. And it's something I've thought about and practice over and over in my head again, that certain situation, you know. And it just takes time, but I feel like this car is top notch, and obviously I try and do the best of my ability to try and fill Larry's shoes and trying to please Donnie and Todd and Snake, you know, and I'm not going to pat myself on the back, though. I feel like I could do a lot better job, but that's pretty cool for them to say that. That's something that's cool to hear.
Oh, and here's a stat. How about an 0.52 average leave? That's the best in Top Fuel this year. Not bad for a rookie.
Yeah, and his owner, Don the Snake Prudhomme, has 6 wins here. Rain is coming down in Englishtown. Time to take a look at Top Fuel standings. If we get another session going, doesn't seem that likely. Tony Schumacher, you saw the run of 381. That put him number 1. Larry Dixon, number 2. The bottom half of the top 8 is Clay Millican.
And with only 15 cars here, that means Tony Schumacher will get a single. Doug Coletta in that number 9 spot all the way down to Britt Bastari did not make a run that third session. His time from yesterday did not carry over.
Well, you saw Larry Dixon is number 2, a 4-time winner here. He's with Gary Gerald.
When the announcement came during the offseason that Larry Dixon and Alan Johnson were going to align forces, there were high expectations, and I think rightly so. Jason McCullough coming in as the crew chief, and everybody's wondering how long would it take for a newly formed team to have success? Well, we've had the answer through 10 events. They've won twice. He's a solid number 2 qualifier here at Englishtown this weekend. But you give us your kind of state of the state after 10 races.
Well, it's a brand new team. I mean, you could take it either way. I mean, this group here has won a lot of races and a lot of championships, and they have their goals set very high. 4th place probably isn't where everybody wants to be or thinks we should be. But when you think about starting a team from scratch, you know, having 2 cars, both in 4th place, both with 2 wins on the season, it's not a bad start. And we're working our way to the countdown to try and make a run for the championship. So I like where we're at. Could we be better? Yeah, but could we be worse? Oh yeah. But all in all, it's pretty good.
The man who had the dream and put this team together, Shea Khaled, is here this weekend. Only the 2nd time that he has been on site this season. Any extra pressure when he's on the grounds?
No, we're coming to Englishtown. I've got a lot of wins here. There's pressure off coming to this event. I just got a lot of great memories. You know, some racing Scott Coletta, and you know, with the rain here, I'm thinking this rain delay that he's got us in. He wants everybody to just chill out and you know, remember the good times.
Larry talks about his success here. 4 times he's been a winner. Many of those came on actual Father's Day weekend. Now we're a week ahead of Father's Day, but you know what he's thinking tomorrow.
Well, let's take a look at the Top Fuel points. Thanks, Larry Dixon. As they stand right now, once again they've changed. Antron Brown took the lead back in the race at Chicago. Tony Schumacher 18 points back.
And on the bottom, Clay Millican moved into the top 10 after the last race, bumping Joe Hartley in that number 11 spot.
Hey, June the 2nd was quite a memorable day for some kids in Indianapolis. 40 boys and girls from Big Brothers and Big Sisters got a special invitation from Morgan Lucas and Sean Langdon. They got to play football at a private Indianapolis Colts practice session. Kids had fun playing football. They also had a chance to talk to Lucas and Langdon about achieving their goals and realizing their dreams. What a great day for those kids. Sun was shining there, too. Well, we'll have more from Englishtown.
ESPN's presentation of the United Association NHRA Super Nationals, brought to you by Full Throttle. Go full throttle or go home. And UA.org. Earn while you learn.
About 35 minutes away is Midtown Manhattan in New York, where they race yellow cabs. Look at this. This is the Yellow Cab Grand Prix. Now watch this. Guys moving in. They're working on each other. They cut one another off. They don't know it's not a race. Look at that guy come up there.
Look how clean and shiny they are.
Oh, that was very cool. Now watch the van. Oh, man, that was good. Don't forget, at noon tomorrow, it will be NHRA Race Day. Who do you have on the show?
Don the Snake Prudhomme and the Ricky sensation Spencer Massey.
And then we'll have the finals at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Craig Anderson is so accustomed to tremendous success in each and every Pro Stock season. This year's been a bit of a head-scratcher in many respects. We've talked about it, the frustration you're dealing with. We've talked about the fact that for one of the rare times that looks like the Summit cars have a horsepower disadvantage to the Edwards cars. And those Edwards machines have now qualified 1 and 2 this weekend. You're right behind them in 3rd. You feel like you're closing the gap.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say we're closing the gap, but at least we can see them. We can see the rear bumper anyway, I guess. And like I say, Mike's been beating up on us pretty much all year. Now he's got his teammate Ron Krischer on the pole, so double trouble right now, and we got our double work cut out for us. But I think we made some small gains on our setup of our car this weekend. Looked like Q3 anyway, got a definite positive, went the right direction. I really wanted a Q4. Not going to get it, so we're just going to see what happens tomorrow. We got one more chance to try and make this hot rod a little bit faster and try and close the gap on the Edwards machines.
This team spends an inordinate amount of time working on the power plants and the chassis setups, one thing or another. But this week, you had an opportunity to do something very unique as you went to Boston with your family, took your son Cody, who's a great baseball fan, I understand, 10 years of age, to Fenway Park. What was that experience like?
It was unbelievable. It's probably the neatest thing I think I've ever done, Gary. And you know, to go with your son, he's just a huge Yankee fan, by the way. And we went to Fenway Park.
Fenway Park.
Fenway Park. The Yankees played Boston, and it was awesome. It was a great game. They ended up losing 6-5. Boston beat them, but a great game. So Cody's a little bit heartbroken over it, but I had a blast. And he was just on cloud nine and having a ball. And I got to thank the folks at Coca-Cola. They got us set up there, and we had a great time up there. And I wish someday we could hope to do it again. But I made my son's dreams come true, and I got to tell you, I really enjoyed it too.
And I believe also this happens to be your wife's birthday today. Happy birthday to Kim.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, honey.
Greg Anderson. And you know, we're getting ready for the K&N Horsepower Challenge, and the qualifying's figured out now. They race at Norwalk in a couple of weeks.
Some great matchups there. I like that Mike Edwards and Warren Johnson right out of the box. And how about your defending K&N champion, Alan Johnson, going off against red-hot Jeg Coughlin.
Now, the reason they're able to say that that's the way it's locked is because there will not be a fourth session of qualifying. You can see the rain coming down. So let's go back. Pro Stock highlights in session 3.
We're going to start you out with Mike Edwards and Alan Johnson. We're talking about Mike Edwards making all that big-time horsepower, which he has been. But Alan Johnson hasn't been bad himself coming off the win in Chicago. He goes to the #1 spot yesterday with a 6:60 elapsed time.
Okay, now let's go to session 3 and go on board with Jeg Coughlin. The guy has been unbelievable lately. The winner at Chicago, and he has been, almost in his own words, robotic this year.
662.02891.
Well, that's the call for Jeggy. Now on board, Mike.
He has been doing a great job driving. He's only #8 qualifier, but you can never count him out. As long as he's in the show, he's got a shot at winning on Sunday.
And you just heard from Greg Anderson. He lined up with his teammate, Jason Line.
And this was going to be all Greg Anderson, as Greg Anderson goes to the #1 spot in session number 3 up to this point, as he makes that pass a 660 flat at 209 miles per hour.
On board with Greg Anderson.
Here I'm going through the gears. Not much wrong with that run. The RPM range sounds just about perfect. I'm sure Greg hit his shift points the same way.
But the qualifying wasn't over with that. Kurt Johnson and Ron Krischer came out. Krischer, remember, he has Edwards Power on board, and boy, did it show. Look at that run for Ron Krischer. He lays down a very big number, 658 with a 3, 209 miles an hour, and he goes #1. So let's show you the Lucas Oil Ladder for Pro Stock now that we know there is no fourth session. And Ron Krischer will face V. Gaines, Jeg, and Jason, drivers who have won the championship the last 3 years. KB Cagnetti.
Wow, on the other side of the ladder, look at the bottom there. Warren Johnson, Johnny Gray. This is a matchup first round in Atlanta where the driver did the best job of not crashing, got the win. In that case, it was Warren Johnson when they were both skating all over the place.
So Ron Krischer, our #1 qualifier, and he's with Dave Reap.
Anytime you've got Mike Edwards power underneath of your hood, you got an opportunity to be the #1 qualifier, and that's just what this man did. Ron Krischer this weekend with a booming 658. You know, it's the same motor you had in the car 1 week ago when things didn't go so well. So what turned around here?
Well, we changed the clutch package. We got rid of, just threw out all the clutch material and got all new. Got rid of the slippage, started picking up the back half early here. We're not slipping the clutch. We're not going to burn it up anymore. So once we got rid of that, then we started working on the 60-foot this morning. And between Tommy Lee and Mike Edwards and some other people with some thoughts, I think we got it straightened out. It was pretty quick, a lot faster than I thought it would be.
You know, we've talked a lot about the power brokers, Mike Edwards being one of those, the Johnson family, Greg Anderson across the hallway over there. You used to do your own motors as well. What makes this motor competition between all these power brokers so stiff?
Well, one of the things, you know, it's just like any other competitive sport, and part of it is how much money you've got to put into it, because you go through a lot of parts and a lot of what you do doesn't work. Matter of fact, the majority of what you do doesn't work. So, you know, it takes millions of dollars to have a good motor program and the right people. You know, and you got Nick down there in the shop, and it all works because of the people in the motor shop, period. Yeah. We don't do that. We can make cars run, but we can't make motors run.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this #1 qualifying motor and man Ron Krischer run tomorrow. They take on V. Gaines from Pro Stock Elimination Star.
Well, with no fourth session here, we've updated Pro Stock point standings with the qualifying numbers in there. Jed Coughlin, 89 points ahead of Mike Edwards. Ron Krischer, our #1 qualifier, is sitting down there in 8th.
And then Warren Johnson in that all-important 10th place, just 7 points ahead of Johnny Gray. That is your first-round matchup.
Let's take you back 2005 here in Englishtown. This was a moment.
Watch the left side of your screen. Scott Valetti. This was a bad accident as he crossed the finish line. The bike's going to move over towards the wall, and he is going to bail off of that motorcycle. At first, I thought it was the right move to make, but Angel corrected me after that. With the concrete walls, it's better to get it into the wall and ride the wall down there. Your boy's serious injury. He had injuries to his wrist. He's never raced on the NHRA circuit again, but he has raced in some other motorcycle series.
So Pro Stock Motorcycle and Funny Car, they're all coming up as our rain coverage continues.
I'm gonna drive it like I stole it. I'm gonna leave it all behind. All my mistakes and my heartbreaks won't even cross my mind. I'm gonna grab the wind and fly, driving like I stole it.
You like Krista Marie? Well, check it out on her website, KristaMarie.net. And all her work, and includes a little bit about her racing background. Let's take you Pro Stock Motorcycle and give you the highlights.
Take you back to session #2. Take a look at Sean Gann, the right side of your screen. This isn't the first time he's had this problem getting the motorcycle stopped. He's going to test out that new runoff area. Putting his feet down, that doesn't do a whole lot when you go through the traps at 185 miles per hour. He nudges it into the net. He's A-OK. Nothing more bruised than his pride.
In the same session, it was Craig Treble and Matt Smith side by side. Both have been incredible, but this time it's Craig Treble that is truly awesome. Yep, a 7 flat, 190 miles an hour, and he goes #1.
Well, let's switch to today in session #3. Matt Gadara on the right side, Bailey Whitaker on the left. Watch Matt Gadara. He had a great motorcycle in Chicago and got the win. He was the only one to run in the 6-second range in eliminations, and he runs the first 6-second pass here at Englishtown this weekend, 698 at 188 miles per hour.
And that takes the top spot away from Treble. Now here is Hector Arana. Keep an eye on him, because he is now going to lower that time by 200ths, and Arana with a 6:96 takes #1. It's been 15 years since he was a #1 qualifier.
And you ask, where are the Harleys? Well, how about Eddie Krawiec on the left side of your screen up against the Suzuki of Craig Treble? And they make a nice pair of runs. Both of them run 7:01 elapsed times. Craig Treble gets that #3 spot. Eddie Krawiec ends up #4.
And then a little bit of a side note for you. Keep an eye on Matt Smith on this run. He really struggled with that motorcycle. It kept drifting left. He kept leaning to the right and almost got the wall. Now, you got to ask, as you take a look at this,
take a look from the back. He is hanging completely off the left side of that bike.
Anything to do with his crew? The guys who call themselves the Neck and Tom Show?
Hello, everybody. My name is Tom Patsis, and this is Jason the Neck Jones. And together, we're the Neck and Tom Show. At the Neck and Tom Show, we got a lot of random questions from the fans. One of the questions is, you're a pro bike team, and we have a lot of breaks into certain races. What do you guys do to stay focused and strong? And one of them is, I like to call it surprising Jason. These are the kind of things that the Neck and Tom Show has to do to stay on top of the Pro Stock Bike Pick area.
Wonder how Matt Smith handles that. Mike Dunn, you ever have any of those problems?
Not me. I get along with everybody.
Pro Stock Motorcycle, Lucas Oil Ladder, Hector Arana, first pole in 15 years. Bailey Whitaker, he's looking for his first ever round win.
Other side of the ladder matchup, I want to look at Michael Phillips up against Matt Smith. The last time Matt Smith didn't have lane choice was at Maple Grove in 2007. He's not used to qualifying in the bottom half of the ladder.
And Dave Reef has our #1 qualifier.
Hector Rana, the #1 qualifier in Pro Stock Motorcycle, and not bad for a kid whose family came over from Puerto Rico a long time ago, and you just wanted to go fast on motorcycles. Your first #1 since 1994. That's 15 years in between. That's got to be a great feeling.
Oh, it is an awesome feeling, you know, not to give up and keep going at it and working at it and qualify #1. It's awesome. It's a shame that we missed this last qualifying run. It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were laughing about that just a minute ago.
But, you know, it would have been nice to get the other run and see what we could have run. The condition was getting better. It was 600 feet already better. So who knows what we could have run.
Forever we've known you from Florida, but things have changed a lot over with the Lucas Oil colors moving. Talk about this team and the accomplishments that they've been able to I guess, get. 1 year ago, we were in Norwalk, got your first win, started the year this year in Gainesville, and all of this success coming really very quickly now.
Well, you know, really, I owe this to Forrest Lucas and the family, Charlotte, because they're the one who insisted for me to come up here to Indiana, and they gave me a job. I mean, that was the second time he asked me. He says, "Come work for me. You get to work on the bike, and you will grow as we grow." And sure enough, man, I owe everything to them. I'm living my dream because of them.
How big of a culture shock was that moving to Indy?
I'll tell you what, it was 60 degrees. I was freezing, and everyone walking around with shorts, you know. So, but I gotten used to it. I'm acclimating, and I'm doing well. I love it. As a matter of fact, I think this is the best thing that ever happened in my life, to take my family to Indiana, and we're there, and the support that we have gotten from the Lucas Oil family is they treat us just like, he treats me just like his son and daughter.
Now in Englishtown, the #1 qualifier heading into eliminations tomorrow.
Hector the Hoosier. Let's take a look at Pro Stock Motorcycle points, the way they are reset after qualifying with Eddie Krawick, #1, and his teammate Andrew Hines, 52 points back. But now they've got 20 more pounds to carry on those bikes.
And Karen Stouffer in that 10th spot. Michael Phillips only 2 rounds of racing behind her.
Well, let's go back, because we really need to check this out in perfect slow-mo, Mike Dunn.
Them boys ain't right.
Wow, glasses go and everything. Coming up, it will be Funny Car, and we'll have a chance to talk with the #1 qualifier in Funny Car, Ashley Force Hood. Very poignant moment here on Friday, remembering that Scott Coletta was killed at this race last year. Jeff Oren with a long burnout in front of an appreciative crowd, and all of Team Coletta standing on the line. A sad moment for all of these people. Can you imagine what it must have been like within that team? Watch that car go down the track. Gary Gerald now has Jeff Oren.
Of course, there's a tremendous amount of emotion that goes with this weekend, remembering what happened a year ago involving Scott Coletta in a horrific accident. And the man who now drives that car that still carries Scott's name is Jeff Oren. And this is a unique evening because as everyone gathers in the racing community here, and even though the weather's been a bit of a damper, there's still a celebration of the memory of Scott Coletta taking place tonight. How special is that for you? Because you're the man who drives that car.
Yeah, it's obviously a little bit of a somber feeling, but to get together here, we thought we'd have a little private party and everybody tell their Scott/Eddie stories. And there's lots of Scott Eddie stories around, that's for sure. And we got our Swisher Sweets. We're all having a few cold drinks and having a good time here.
What was the feeling yesterday? You made that long, smoky burnout, and you were the first car in the nitro categories to be on the track as a tribute to Scott.
Yeah, that was kind of neat. I kind of had this idea that I would like to start the race off, and that would be fitting for us to make a single in the left lane and do a big smoky burnout just to show everybody that's what was going on, you know, and remember Scott. And that's what he would have liked, a big burnout. Would have liked a better run, but, you know, in all honesty, it was good to get that over with. And today, it is a little bit fitting it's raining here in the last qualifying session. So I think Scott would like to start having a little fun early, and that's what we're doing.
And they are already having a lot of fun over here in Camp Coletta. Thank you very much, Jeff. We wish you nothing but good things tomorrow. And the folks here, they're going to be dining on lobster. You saw they got the cigars out there, just having a good time at the racetrack despite the weather.
Why am I guessing Gary Gerald will not bring us a lobster? Ashley Force Hood is one of those that is over there. She is also the #1 qualifier in Funny Car. We'll talk with her when we come back. When they arrived here this week, the NHRA went into the city, about 35 minutes away. Both the executives and some of the top drivers in the series were there to talk it up, sign a few autographs, and then the big moment, they got the chance to be there on the platform for the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange. How cool is that? Look at all of them up there getting that money to going. NBA Finals continue on ABC on Sunday night. Kobe Bryant and the Lakers take on the Magic in Game 5. The NBA Finals on ABC Sunday at 8 o'clock. Coverage begins at 7:30 with GMC NBA Countdown. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Well, let's take a look at how they did in Funny Car throughout this weekend.
Cruz Pedregon, Bob Tasker the third. Take a look at Cruz trying to get better on that combination, and he does. Both drivers make good passes down the racetrack. 4:19 for Cruz. Bob Tasker runs a 4:16. Go on board, watch Cruz working the wheel through the middle there, kind of sashaying back and forth a little bit, but pretty much keeps it in the middle of the lane. Makes a nice pass.
And the other part of the Pedregon family came out alongside of Ron Capps. Remember that Tony Pedregon got his first win of the season. He's now wearing the new Nitro Fish colors. He got his first win of the season a week ago at Chicago.
And there's only 2 funny cars that went down the track on all 3 sessions. You're looking at them. This is session number 2. Del Worsham and Ashley Force Hood. Del runs a 4:27 to a 4:25. I'm sorry, that's session number 1 in the heat. Then in session number 2, they came back side by side once again. As I said, they went down the racetrack but stepped it up big time, especially Ashley. Take a look at her low ET of the meet, a 4:07 at over 303 miles per hour, a great pass.
And then Ashley Force Hood had the #1 position. Here is Del Worsham. His third solid run down the track. No question, Del is going to be a contender come time for eliminations.
Absolutely, and 2 other contenders on the line right here. Tony Pedregon and Ashley in the right side. Ashley's going to make another run down the racetrack, but how about that Tony Pedregon? Great job, another 4:14 match in his Friday night run.
Over at the party, Gary caught up with Ashley.
In 3 of the last 4 events, Ashley Force Hood has been the #1 qualifier in the Funny Car ranks, and she's done it again here this weekend and done it in dominant fashion. And of course, I know you want to turn these into victories and collecting Wallies. How good is your team and your race car right now? Because we're seeing great consistency.
Yeah, we are very consistent, and you know, unfortunately, we only got 3 sessions in this weekend, but we made 3 really strong passes in the heat, in the cooler temperatures Friday night. So, you know, that helps raise your confidence going into Sunday that we've made it down both lanes. We've made it in different weather conditions. So whatever New Jersey throws at us tomorrow, hopefully we'll be ready for it.
Well, and as I understand it, the last time that a woman was a #1 qualifier here at Englishtown, Shirley Muldowney, in 1977, she went on and won the event. That could be a good omen for you.
Great. I hope to follow in Shirley's steps, and maybe we can take another Wally home tomorrow night. That's sure what we're going for.
And speaking of #1s, how about her sister Brittany, #1 and alcohol dragster this weekend at E-Town?
Yeah, Ashley's so cute. Hard to believe she drives a funny car. Here is the Lucas Oil Funny Car Ladder with Ashley Forrest Hood facing Jack Beckman. That's a rematch of first round a week ago at Chicago and was won by Ashley. Those two have raced in 2 finals this season.
Boy, they just keep pairing up against each other. Other side of the ladder, good matchup between Tim Wilkerson and Ron Capps. This time last year, Tim Wilkerson was the points leader, and Ron Capps is going after him. It's the opposite this year, but Tim Wilkerson seems to be turning the tide and getting that car running better.
Speaking of Ron Capps, we have now made him an official ESPN pit reporter.
Hey, Paul, the talent pool for your sideline reporters must be getting pretty low if you got me down here doing this. But, you know, we talk about being in Englishtown. I know you guys have mentioned 1972. I know my owner, Don Schumacher, beat my crew chief and hero, Ed McCulloch, in the final round here. But it's cool for me being around the people I've been around in my career so far, but especially Ace. And I love hearing the old stories of places we've gone. I've heard Mike Dunn talk about it. But, Ace, I know Englishtown it was historic for the match races back in the day. All the stories that I've heard you tell, that some of them we probably can't repeat on here. But what is your favorite or one of your favorite stories of either match racing here or at this event?
Well, you mentioned about Schumacher, you know, our team owner in 1972. Actually, the Wednesday night prior to that event, we match raced here in Englishtown and went out, blew the body off the car. I mean, destroyed the thing. I mean, we're jumped, you know, so we're going to load up. We're going home. Well, by the time we got to Philadelphia and, you know, you get a little bit of extra energy out of the bottle and, you know, you go on down the road. By the time we got to Chicago, we figured we could fix it. We fixed it, came back, and if there was any photos to be had of that car, I mean, it was all primered. I mean, it was all spotted. Schumacher had done sort of the same thing earlier, you know, and it was me and him in the final. And as all I can say is he beat me, but my crew chief had it set up to where I had to pedal it out there, and he got around me. So, you know, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
So I can use that excuse?
Well, yeah, but who was your crew chief? Yeah, well, I was my own, too, then.
How about that, huh?
Nice interview. Ron got the ace smiling. Here are the funny car point standings. Ron Capps, well, he had a 5-round lead, but with that problem in Chicago, starting on the bump and going out in the first round, it's down to 3 rounds now.
How about Cruz Petricon in that number 10 spot? But Mike Neff and Robert Hyde, who'd have ever thought they wouldn't be in the top 10? But boy, they're closing in fast.
Well, when we come back, we'll be talking about this guy, Brandon Bernstein. You remember 2003, his rookie season? This was a horrible crash.
And it was a rookie mistake. Just got after the throttles. The car was rotating around as it was spinning the tires. Rode it up over the guard wall. Had some pretty good injuries to his back and put him out for the rest of the season.
Kenny Bernstein on the run down to his son. We've got at least 4 great rookies this year, and when we come back, we'll talk with them. So stay with us. A little rain-out coverage from Englishtown. Now, the party is still underway over in the Coletta pits. Everybody having lobster and a good time, and some people smoking cigars that maybe don't want to be seen on television. Don't forget, we will have NHRA Race Day on the air tomorrow at 12 noon. Mike Dunn, Dave Reef, Gary Gerald ready with that one. And then the finals from here in Englishtown at 10 o'clock in the evening. When Doug Horn is away from the racetrack, he works at his dad's concrete business in Maryland. Well, we recently gave Doug one of the little flip cams and asked him to take it to the job site. And his dad, Steve, played his cameraman while Doug worked.
Doug Horn, what do you like better? Pro stock motorcycle business or the concrete business?
Concrete business is all right, but pro stock motorcycles a little bit more fun.
Do you look at this as a training program to ride a pro stock motorcycle?
Kinda. Sort of. Keep your body well maintained.
Well, this young man, Doug Horn, finds himself in a construction job where he works on a Monday through Friday basis. So basically getting on the motorcycle on a race weekend is a whole different world. How tough is it in construction?
Well, on race weeks, it's really hard, Gary, because you have to try to fit 5 or 6 days worth of work into 3 because you have to go out the races on Thursday night. So it gets a little hectic, but we got to keep working to pay for this fuel.
I know it's relatively early in the season for everyone, but a lot of people are starting to put your name along with some others in the Rookie of the Year battle. And since that battle encompasses all the various classes in the pro ranks, did you think that you might be a contender when you started this? Did you have any hint that you would enjoy the kind of success that you have?
No, never really, Gary, but it always kind of crossed your mind going in there. You know, you're a rookie. Every organization has Rookie of the Year, so it crossed our mind. We kind of thought about it, but never really thought it would really occur as it has, especially competing with all the fuel guys like Shawn Langdon, Spencer Massey, and Matt Hagan, which are also doing a fantabulous job this year.
And, of course, for Doug and his team, they're going to start in the bottom half of the ladder for only the second time this year. He's 9th tomorrow. That means he'll be one of the first pair we'll see going down the track with motorcycle.
Well, and since we're talking about the rookies, we have a rookie timeline for you with a recap. Matt Hagan in Funny Car, runner-up in his first career final round. That was at Vegas. He has a 9-10 round record.
We got some great rookies this season. As Doug Horn, we just looked at him. He has 2 final round appearances in his first 3 professional races, and he was #1 qualifier last week in Chicago.
And then we have Shawn Langdon in Top Fuel, teammate to Morgan Lucas, #1 qualifier at Vegas.
Then there's Spencer Massey, the first rookie to win this season. He did it last week in Chicago, despite only 1 round win after the first 5 races this season.
Matt Hagan got the good news and the bad news. Good news, you ran low ET and top speed at St. Louis, first time ever. Bad news, no round wins the last 3 races. What's going on?
I tell you what, it's tough right now. We're trying a lot of new stuff, and you know we just really not had a lot of luck this last 3 races. We you know you race out here with all the good drivers, and you know hopefully some things fall your way. But you know a lot of the times it just the luck of the draw. You know you come out here and you got guys like Robert Hyde that cuts a 0.14 light on you, you know, and you got an 0.94 light. So it's one of those things that hopefully it's going to come our way, you know, and hopefully this weekend it'll be part of the deal.
Big event for you at Englishtown for the first time. Are you kind of imbued with the history of this place?
I tell you what, I've been here a couple times with my pro mod, so I got a little bit of experience here racing this track, and I feel really good about this weekend. I know Tommy DeLago, he's doing a great job in there. He's up there studying the computer right now, so if this rain will ever quit, hopefully we'll get back to racing and start winning some rounds.
Well, Matt, I've been watching. You look like you're getting fairly comfortable in that race car. How much more comfortable are you now than when you started at the beginning of this season?
You know, I'm a lot more comfortable in the car. The beginning of the season, it's always, you know, test, trying to get everything worked out. And on top of it, we're trying a lot of new things. So I think the more laps I make, the better I'm going to be as a driver. But, you know, even with these 4 days that we get to test, you know, we're still pretty limited. So a lot of times after we get in the field, we're out here putting new stuff in the car and trying new things. So you're always ready for it. You know, never know what's going to happen. So you just try to do the best you can with what you got.
Hey, Matt, your bio sheet says you have 100 head of Angus.
Yeah, we're actually buying more and more right now. We got plenty of grass. As you can tell, it's raining everywhere. So hopefully we get a couple more cows in here and make a little bit more money on the side.
Would you do me a favor and name one after Mike Dunn?
Yeah, we can work something like that out.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, Matt.
All right, thanks for having me.
Well, we still got more coming for you. We're going to have a chance to talk with Mike Ashley, see what his plans are from the future, and a couple other drivers for you, so stick around.
ESPN's presentation of the United Association NHRA Super Nationals, brought to you by Full Throttle. Go full throttle or go home. And UA.org. Earn while you learn.
The Brooklyn Bridge, that's over the East River between Manhattan and Brooklyn. I'm going to sell that to you, Mike.
Can't, Paul already own it.
Oh, well, never mind then. Hey, Locks of Love. What a great idea it is. Allie Dixon, Larry's wife, and Andrea Pedregon put this together. Their daughter's cutting 10 inches of their hair for the Locks of Love project. Locks of Love is a nonprofit organization that provides hair pieces to financially disadvantaged children in the U.S. and Canada under 18 suffering from long-term medical hair loss from any diagnosis. Let's go to Dave Reeve.
Tony Pedregon, fresh off his first Funny Car win of the year, 2-time champ. Remember that. And also remember, this is a team, Tony, did no testing. So you're really starting to kind of find your groove, especially here this weekend, especially in the last qualifying session. And the Nitro Fish colors, what's that about?
Well, just a different theme car this weekend. You know, economics, we're having to get a little more creative, but still Port Quaker State, still with Snap-on Tools, all the same company, Chevrolet. Herzog that have supported us, but partnered up with Kenny Koretsky for this weekend near his hometown, and the fans love it. It's probably one of the most colorful cars I've ever done, and I'm not complaining because it's still running pretty quick.
Number 3 qualifier so far. Also want to look ahead to Norwalk. Got another special event going on. Your daughter hooking up with Larry Dixon and his daughter doing the Locks of Love thing, donating some hair to some kids who really need some.
Yeah, my wife really thought of the concept. We've been getting involved, more and more involved, first with the Jimmy Johnson Foundation. That was a great cause. But it really all goes back to working with Carlos Santana. But coming up in Norwalk, my daughter's really been growing her hair out for a while. And, Locks of Love is a really good program for children that are a little less fortunate, that really can't afford the prosthetic hair. Whether it's from burns or chemotherapy or some other issues, but it's really shaping up. We've been real touched by a lot of the donations we've received from a lot of the racers, some for the auction that we're going to have Saturday night, a lot of monetary support, and 100% of it goes back to that. So we just are trying to encourage people to help us, help others. It's a great cause. We can integrate it into our racing program, and it makes us feel good. Winning races, winning championships, that's all good, but we do have the ability to help other causes, and it's a great platform for us to use with our funny car team.
Of course, we're looking forward to that in Norwalk. Up first for him tomorrow, though, perhaps a day with Corey Lee. That's how it stands right now.
Well, let's go over to the stat guy for show and tell.
Yep, show and tell. About 30 years ago, I took some photographs here at Raceway Park because before I was the stat guy, I was a drag racing photographer. And right here, the bottom shot was Shirley Muldowney. And, of course, Lynn Devon. And Shirley won here in 1977. And then this one right here, Kenny Bernstein, KB, with the fro going on. Wally Parks, Ray Alley, and Leroy Goldstein, the Israeli Rocket, who won Funny Car here in 1973. I love taking pictures at the races. Every now and then I get to do it again. And it's really cool to have these around.
Well, Mike Ashley joins us. And Mike, why aren't you in a race car here? Are you going to wait till the end of the year? What's going on with that?
Yeah, it takes time to build a race car, Paul. I wish I could just snap my fingers and have it built. But, we've only got one spare car for this program, and we want this program to stay on track. So it's going to take some time to build a car, and, it looks like it won't be done until September.
And then when you do, you're going to come out racing your own team, Antron Brown.
No comments.
Okay, then.
Yeah, we were wondering how that was going to work.
Yeah, I don't think I can keep up with Antron. I mean, you take a look at him. I can really appreciate as a driver what kind of driver Antron is. The entire team's doing a great job, but Antron has just been remarkable.
Well, as a driver, you're not half bad yourself, being able to win in Pro Mod and Fuel Funny Car. That's no easy task, but you announced that you're going to come out towards the end of this season. Are the plans to run the full season next year in Top Fuel?
That's an interesting question. A lot of people have been asking me that. Right now, I'm going to run these last 4 races of this season. I'm going to kind of take the off season, talk to my family, see what's happening with the business, and see where we are with sponsorship, and I'll make that decision next year. Right now, for sure, I'll run at least 10 or 15 races, and I guess I kind of see how it goes in the off season.
Well, Mike Ashley, thanks for spending the time with us on a very rainy afternoon at Englishtown. Your home track. Nice work.
Well, look, I can't control Mother Nature. If I could, it would have been a little cooler so Brian could have ran an 80 flat like he tried to this afternoon.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, take care.
See you, Mike.
Mike Ashley. Let's take a look at the Lucas Oil Top Fuel ladder now with Tony Schumacher. This is his 5th career bye and his 57th career pole.
Other side of the ladder, a big matchup. Brandon Bernstein and Spencer Massey. Brandon is 3-0 over Spencer, but the rookie's coming off that win in Chicago. He's going to be tough.
Alan, let's consider this 57th career pole for Tony Schumacher. That is now the most in Top Fuel history, and he breaks that tie with the great Joe Amato. Gary Gerould has Eddie Krawiec.
After winning the Pro Stock Motorcycle Championship last year without a win, Eddie Krawiec has a pair of victories, of course, this season. Now leads the season points once again. Is the number 4 qualifier here as the rain is set in at Englishtown, a track operation that you know intimately. You spent many years here working, running the place, basically. But what I want to ask you about is this 20 pounds of extra weight that you and your teammate Andrew Hines now have as a result of a rules change that was implemented the last event. How difficult has it been to adapt to the additional weight?
Oh, it's been pretty difficult. You know, our motorcycles don't even act the same now out there. We're going through a lot more parts. Chains are wearing pretty frequent now. When we used to get about 25 to 30 runs on it, they look pretty beat up after about 5 runs. So it's something that we've noticed extensive wear. Transmissions, we replaced them coming into this race. So when you look at that, you're replacing a $4,000 or $5,000 transmission in 2 motorcycles and in 2 spare motors if you happen to run them. We're chunking tires. Our tires are actually pulling rubber out of it, I think, due to the extra weight. There's a lot of things. You know, unfortunate. I don't know if it was the greatest way of doing it or the most effective, but you know what? It's something that we're going to have to deal with and learn, and it's going to be a tuning, you know, a little bit of a tuning curve, but it's something that we got to work on. And to be honest, I do think it is a little bit of a safety issue once you get past a certain weight. You know, our motorcycles now are 15 pounds heavier than a Buell and 45 pounds heavier than a Suzuki. So a Suzuki set the national record a couple years ago here at this very track, and they were at 620 pounds. Now those guys are at 595, and here we are now 45 pounds heavier than them. So it's definitely a safety issue too.
Do you feel like you're still competitive?
I think we are somewhat competitive. We got knocked back. You could obviously see in our qualifying. We've lost about 800ths. So you saw where we went from. We could have been possibly 1 and 2 here with, you know, 100th or 2 on the field. Now we're, you know, 4 and 5, and just falling back, but it's going to be tough. I'd hate to give away championship round winning points for parts breakage.
Fortunately, I guess it would be fortunate for these guys that with the change, there still is a ton of time in this season. Remember, we're only 5 events in as far as Pro Stock Motorcycle is concerned coming to Englishtown.
Well, did you ever wonder how the pairs pick the point in which they will go during elimination? That is the job of NHRA official Chris Hill. This is Chris a week ago at Chicago as he went around and figured it all out.
Morning, sir.
What do I got?
How we doing? 3, 4, 5 taken.
3, 4, and 5 taken.
Running cars early.
Are you?
Yes.
What time?
We will be running. We're running 9 o'clock. Some sportsman stuff.
Second.
Second. Okay. Second pair, man.
3 and 5 are taken. We'll take 4.
4. Okay.
Thanks, man.
Okay. You want to change to 6? All right, I can do that. I can do that. Okay, buddy. Thanks. All righty. Bye-bye. Luckily, he just caught me. That was Dixon's crew chief, and he just caught me before we got too far. He has the right to make a change before it's final, so that's what we're doing. Doing 4 rounds of this, as you can see, we just don't walk down one row. We're walking everywhere and get the blood and adrenaline flowing, so helps keep me in shape.
I'd love to know how far Chris Hill walks in the course of a weekend. So it's raining now. We're expecting good weather for tomorrow. What do you think?
Well, that's going to be great to see, and we got some great matchups. Another one we didn't talk about, John Force racing his son-in-law Robert Hyde in that first round matchup.
NHRA race day at noon, finals at 10 tomorrow night. Up next, NASCAR Nationwide Series at Kentucky.